supply, less and less supply in circulation, demand constantly increasing. It's digital gold. That's what Bitcoin is. It's digital gold. But what is Ethereum? Ethereum is kind of the layer, the mesh that allows everything else to be built on top of it. Ethereum brings utility to blockchain technology. Whatever thing you could come up, whatever use case you can come up with, where that you can apply blockchain technology to, Ethereum allows you to do that. And so a bet on Bitcoin is just a bet that people will want to put their money in a quickly growing asset that's very scarce. Okay, great. But a bet on Ethereum is a bet that blockchain technology will continue to have further use case. And
Definitely.
that's a bet I'm willing to make. And sure, digital gold, it's great. But I rather own the thing that the next global financial system will be built on top of. And
100%.
the project with the best fighting chance of doing so is Ethereum. And yeah, look, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, all these other projects, sure, they'll have their niches, but it's very clear who the leader in the space is, and it's very clear who's likely to continue being the leader in the space, and that's Ethereum. Ethereum is
100%.
becoming deflationary. Next month, EIP1559, Ethereum will become harder money than Bitcoin. Ethereum will become scalable within the next 1 or 2 years. We have Arbitrum, we have Matic Polygon, we have XDAI, we have all these second layer scaling solutions, we have sharding, we have all this stuff being introduced to Ethereum this year, next year. But by the next bull cycle, 2024, 2025, Ethereum is going to be scarcer than Bitcoin or harder money than Bitcoin, and it's going to be scalable. Man, digital gold's use case is very clear, but the use case for Ethereum is just blockchain technology will continue to be useful and people will continue to find use case for it and build on it. That's a
100%.
bet I'm willing to make. And so
100%.
given that, Ethereum's use case is potentially better, its market cap is lower, I think the upside with Ethereum over the long term is so much higher than Bitcoin. I think it's a little stupid to hold Bitcoin, to be honest. And I don't mean to just go on this weird rant all of a sudden, but again, man, when we're talking about use case here, right, in adoption, we're seeing a lot of adoption with Bitcoin. But I think next cycle we're going to see the same talk with Ethereum.
Yeah, and I think so. You know what? Since we're talking about Ethereum, let's just maybe even delve more into Ethereum right now and then talk about that. Are you good with that?
Please.
Yeah, so we're above 2000. 2000 and what do we have? $2,000
Oh,
and
we're
97
pumping.
is exactly, we're at 97 cents. I'm looking at the hourly here, just painting a bit of a more of a lower time frame picture. We're seeing here that the last time Ethereum was actually above the this guy over here, right? The 200 EMA was on June 13th. So a week or 10, what do we have here? 28th today. Yeah, so like 15 days ago, we had that, we're above. Now we're reacting to it pretty stronger in my opinion right now. Obviously the 2000 level was where it's at the moment. We saw a lot of that resistance happen. Maybe if we go to the 4 hour just to show you where everything is sitting. Downtrending ever since May 12th. It's been really going down. Right now we're sitting at what, if we're, was it 60? Yeah, 51%, 51%, 52% in terms of price action. And this is the 4 hours. So lower time frames, we've been overall getting rejected by this guy over here, the 100 EMA. That's been the most recent rejection. And now we're at it. We jumped above the 55 EMA and we're pushing more and more. But most importantly, even if we're forgetting the EMA in general, we're above the 2K level, and that's what is actually the most, I think, in my opinion, the most important for the most important level for Ethereum at the moment, man. So it's pretty good to see that, specifically after this bloody weekend, I guess. Buyers are trying to push, but looking at the 1 hour here, we are currently above all EMAs. We went above the 200, so we found that resistance here at this is the 100 EMA resistance, come back down again, resistance, rejection. We went above resistance, come back down, and then we had a breakout here. You'll see it here over on this side. And then as soon as we had that breakup, boom, buyers came in, pushed it all the way above the 2K. We're coming back down to retest. Now we're pushing above the 2K. So let's just see what's gonna happen. I do think, in my opinion, we are reacting more confidently to this EMA than this here, since we didn't really, there wasn't a lot of follow through after we pumped above. But yeah, man, it's Monday. Weekend performance was pretty good, and looks like buyers are trying to jump in right now.
Yeah, hold on, man. I'm just buying some Ethereum right now. Just give me a second.
What the heck?
I just bought some more Ethereum just now. So you're right, buyers
There
are
you
coming
go.
in. I just bought some Ethereum right now.
Live, initiate the APIN process.
Yeah, look, I've been dollar cost averaging into Ethereum ever since like around $1,800.
Hmm.
I've definitely been buying the dip on Ethereum, and dude, I don't love, but I find it so funny how volatile crypto is and how it loves to shake people out, including myself. I've done it. I've been scared out of positions. Look, Ethereum was looking super sketchy for the longest time. We had daily candles closing below the 200 EMA, 200 SMA, stupidly bearish. But we put in a higher low, and now we're breaking above. If we get this daily candle next 8 hours, close above that 200 EMA, above $2,000, super great sign. So maybe me buying in is a little premature. I want to see this daily candle in the next 8 hours fully close above 2000. If we get that, man, if we get a daily candle close above 2000, I think we're probably gonna have a relief rally. I think in
100%.
that case we could definitely see continuation as long as 2000 holds, and that's a big if. We want to see daily candles close above 2000. And again, I'm not fully aping in now. I'm just dollar cost averaging, buying a little bit. And maybe if we fall, great, I'll buy a little bit more next week, the week after. I'm not buying everything all at once, but again, I believe in this thing long term, and I bought Ethereum, spot, not as a trade. We could go down. If we do, I'll just buy more. But as a long-term investment, maybe next 3 months, 6 months, year, who knows, that kind of thing. So, um, yeah, man, no, it's a great sign. If we're staying above 2000, fantastic sign for Ethereum. That's what we want to see.
100%. And look at this, look at it this way, right? Even if we're looking here maybe at the daily chart for Ethereum, let's take a look maybe at the RSI here and see what it's actually telling us. Because if we go historically till before, let's say 2020, every time the RSI was actually start to hit the 30 level, so the 30, anything below the 30 or closer to the 30 is more on the oversold region. It's telling you that this thing is oversold. Oversold meaning that too much selling is happening. It shouldn't be that way. We need to bounce back above. And then every time we're actually there, we had some sort of a increase in price action. When we have, like a double bottom on the RSI, that's even better. That's leading us to higher time frames. You'll see here one on November 23rd, and again on December 17th. But that's back in 2019 on the daily. It pushes back up. As soon as we get above the 70, expect a downtrend to come after. So right now we're at that level exactly. We're closer. We went down all the way to the 30. What do we have here? What's the lowest we actually went to here? And looking at the RSI, let me see just to get you the exact number. Yeah, we went to 40, 33. I see. Yeah, 33 is the lowest level, so definitely in the oversold region. Double. First time we actually went down below it. If we're looking here at the time frame, at the price action as well, when we actually went down to that region, we had a pump in terms of price action. Now we're even more extended to the bottom, more oversold, and we're having that second touch that we actually bounced above. So in my opinion, this will confirm to the buyers that look, MACD, first time we dumped all the way to the bottom. Now this time we're having a crossover a lot. So the selling pressure was less. The selling momentum was less than here. We're at the same level in terms of the RSI and less selling pressure. We're about to have some sort of bullish crossover on the MACD in terms of Ethereum. Not a lot of volume, so we're not seeing the volume. So that's the confirmation. That's the last bit of information and confirmation to validate that buyers are in the market. We need to see more volume. We're still below the average right now, but we want to see how the market does react to it. Then again, Ethereum's at the 2K, broke above the 2K again. Is it gonna find that support, or that support? Is it gonna hold above? We will see. The indicators tell us that, especially with what's coming right now in July with Ethereum. So yeah, man, it looks good, pretty like so far. Even if this thing
Yeah.
dips, it's actually at a good discounted price, in my opinion.
Bro, like, again, man, like even at 2100, even if we pull back a little bit in the short term, we were at 4500, what, seemingly a couple weeks, a month or so ago. Like,
Right.
like nothing. It was tomorrow. We're 50% off. Ethereum's half off, in my opinion. I think Ethereum has a very good chance of reaching well over $10,000 this year. So whether I'm buying Ethereum at 2100 or 2000, it's not going to make that much of a difference if I expect Ethereum to go over $10,000,
Yeah.
right? Again, I could be wrong, but that is what I do expect with Ethereum. And look, man, again, we got to start getting daily candles closing above 2000. At that point, we could be more confident. We're seeing those higher time frames, like you just mentioned, the daily starting to look strong again. But coming back to the lower time frames, looking at the 2 hour, looking at the 4 hour, we are a bit overextended, overbought on the 4 hour, on the 2 hour, on the 1 hour. So the shorter time frames are a little bit overextended to the upside. So a little bit of a pullback, maybe coming back down to retest 2000 is possible. Again, we're up against resistance, still haven't broken out. So, a rejection and a pullback maybe to 2000 is sure in the playbooks. If we do, that's fine. As long as we get daily candles close above 2000, that's fine. I'm not worried. And again, we may even pull back further, but I'm a long-term holder of ETH. I expect it to go over $10,000 this year, the cycle. And again, I could be wrong, but if we're going over 10,000, then buying ETH at 2,100 or 1,900 really isn't going to make that much of a difference. If I expect to sell it over 10,000.
100%.
So that's my approach with Ethereum when it comes to long-term investing. And also, I saw one question in the comments that I think might be worth addressing just for a second here. So I see bullish crypto was saying, but Ethereum doesn't have a finite supply, whereas Bitcoin does. Well, bullish crypto TV, you're correct. Ethereum does not have a finite supply as of now. Right now, the current supply of Ethereum is about 115 million, and it does not have a hard cap on its supply. But that will soon change come EIP 1559, I believe next month or so.
Yeah.
Anyways, this summer, EIP 1559 is being introduced. It stands for Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559. Several improvements are being brought into that. But one of the biggest ones is a deflationary mechanism where Ethereum will be burnt. A little bit of every transaction of ETH will be taken, and they'll be sent to an address that can't be withdrawn. Therefore, it will be burnt. And so come this summer, Ethereum will become harder money than Bitcoin. So again, man, like in my opinion, Ethereum has far more utility than Bitcoin. Because yes, Bitcoin's great, it's digital gold. Okay. Ethereum is a bet that blockchain technology will continue to have further use case. That's a bet I'm willing to make. Lower market cap, harder money, becoming scalable soon. It's outperformed Bitcoin this year, like to do so moving forward. I think Ethereum is a much better investment, in my opinion, than Bitcoin. But hey, I have different priorities. I place different importance on certain things. Other people might place a greater importance on perceived safetyness or something else or the other. So I don't want to be a complete hater. I do see the arguments as to why Bitcoin is great. I just think that Bitcoin is rather silly investment when compared to Ethereum, when you have the option of Ethereum, in my
100%.
opinion.
Yeah, man, and that's what it is. So, like, even talking about just the optimism in the market and the London hard fork here, we just got Ethereum looking to retake 2K days before London hard fork is their big breakout ahead. So, Ether prices reclaimed 2000 on Monday. We just saw that, we just discussed it, increasing expectations that the latest rebound would serve as a cue for further upside moves based on the bullish fundamentals and the technical outlook. So, the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization surged up to 4.96% to 2083 ahead of the London opening bell. Its gains appeared as a part of an overall upside correction that started late Saturday. At the time, bids for ETH/USD has fallen to as low as $1,717. And overall, we're just going to talk quickly, I guess, about the London hard fork. Just a quick update, I guess. More upside tailwinds in the Ethereum market came in the wake of its major protocol upgrade in July. Dubbed as the London hard fork, the upgrade expects to transform Ethereum from an energy-intensive proof-of-work network to a speedier, more eco-friendly proof-of-stake network, which is actually a pretty big thing right now. We see all these stocks talking about, too much energy is being spent to actually in the proof of work network. Now we're moving to proof of stake, and again, the fork will introduce new Ethereum improvement protocols, EIPs, that propose to make its fee structure cheaper and its blockchain more scalable to handle a higher number of transactions. So we're gonna make it faster. We're trying to make it, the fees less. We know for Ethereum, it's been really the biggest. Everything we've been talking about with Ethereum is all about how expensive the fees are and how slow the transactions are. So this is going to make it more scalable and it's going to handle a higher number of transactions. The two issues that have been acted as a bottleneck for Ethereum's adoption, even as it remains the highest utilized blockchain across the booming stablecoin and decentralized finance sector. So EIP 1559 is going to bring the so-called scarcity feature to the Ethereum ecosystem, which is currently the primary bullish factor in the Bitcoin markets. So that's, I guess, for crypto bullish or bullish crypto TV. The cryptocurrency actively competes with the United States dollars to become the best hedge against inflation, thanks to its limited supply cap of 21 million. That's obviously for Bitcoin. So anyways, there's going to be a supply squeeze. With everything right now being staked as well in DeFi or in just overall in the Ethereum network, the EIP 1559 will propose to burn a portion of the fee collected from the Ethereum users thus introducing a mechanism to put active Ethereum tokens off supply for the first time since it launched. Now, the biggest thing as well, it's because it's going to be a proof of stake. We're going to need validators as opposed to miners. So for you to also become a validator on the Ethereum network, the user needs to lock at least 32 ETH in the network's official smart contracts. That will also reduce ETH's active supply as well. Therefore, analysts see it as a sign of another bull run, providing the demand for ETH tokens will increase against the decreasing supply from, burning of those tokens with every transaction, and also locking up your ETH to be a validator. So man, I mean, yes, that's what it is. It's something different that we need to take into account, and it's not just price action. It's not just what's happening on the chart. There's much big things that investors look at the moment, with Ethereum also becoming more and more secure. It will at one point become a favorite for a lot of these bigger guys that want to make sure, if I'm putting $1 billion in this, I don't want it to get lost. I don't want it to get hacked, which we know the crypto space, scares people off, specifically with that kind of thing. And I think, man, what is it? Last month, I think it was the bank of I forgot what it was exactly. I wish I had that article, but they were talking about how they had a 200. I don't know, if I don't want to say something stupid, but with
Oh,
Isaac,
how they hacked the pipeline and the
no, not even. No, no, no. They had a bond, a digital bond, the first ever digital bond based on the Ethereum network, and it was like 200 million, I think, for 2 years locked bond on the Ethereum network. So security is big on the Ethereum network, and that's what's gonna drive a lot of that. The bigger guys, the billionaires to start coming in, the big banks to start coming in into that DeFi space. So yeah.
right, yeah, man. And look, there's plenty of reasons to be bullish about Ethereum, right? Like right now, we talk about Bitcoin a lot because Bitcoin leads the market. Bitcoin's fully leading things, and I think if Bitcoin could just start to keep its shit together and not completely collapse and just move sideways and just do its thing, then I think Ethereum is just primed to potentially take off here. Because look, endlessly bullish on Ethereum. EIP1559, one of the most bullish catalysts in its history, being introduced. We're also seeing people really put their money where their mouth is and become validators of this network. Recently, just 4 days ago, 5% of Ethereum's total supply is pledged to Ethereum 2.0 staking. So this is 5% of the Ethereum supply is being locked up for about a year until Ethereum 2.0 gets fully rolled out. So this right here, 5% of the market is fully willing to hold Ethereum for the next 1 or 2 years, locked in the smart contract without being able to take it out. So very bullish. It's telling us, the market's willing to, help support Ethereum over the long term. We're also seeing the supply of Ethereum held on exchanges constantly diminish and constantly decrease. In fact, it's holding up vastly better than Bitcoin. If you compare the amount of Bitcoin held on exchanges to the amount of Ethereum held on exchanges, there's a lot more Bitcoin entering exchanges than Ethereum, which is telling me there's a lot more hodlers of ETH, or a lot less weak hands of ETH in comparison to Bitcoin. So, man, look, I think because Bitcoin leads the market, if Bitcoin could just not put in lower lows and just kind of move sideways or recover, do its thing, just not completely collapse, then I think with EIP 1559 coming very soon, I think Ethereum is primed to do very, very well this summer, as long as Bitcoin can keep it together, not put in lower lows. If Bitcoin could just move sideways and not put in lower lows, I think ETH's primed to explode in the coming months.
Definitely, and hopefully we'll start having that, man, decouple happen. Man, we want crypto and the altcoins, and specifically ETH, to start divorcing from Bitcoin's price action. So hopefully that will add to that, and hopefully people will have that. Will start reacting more to it more as a separate entity. With all this. Huge developments that are coming up for Ethereum. So man, it's gonna be till the end of the year here. It's gonna be pretty interesting how everything plays out. So I'm more than excited for what Ethereum's gonna do, to be honest.
Dude, and man, think about it this way. Let's assume for a second the bull run does need to continue. Maybe we, consolidate for 3 months, maybe 6 months, whatever it ends up being. Let's just assume for a moment that the bull run does continue. What did this correction actually mean if the bull run continues? What this correction means is that if the bull run continues, we're going to have so much more sustainable room to the upside, given that we've had a substantial correction. Because, man, look, all these cycle indicators, top and bottom indicators that suggest when the market's getting too euphoric and therefore cycle tops, almost went off. So when too many people are making too much money too fast, the market gets euphoric, and it's almost always, well, it's literally always correlated with a cycle top whenever too much people are making too much money too fast. And we almost entered this euphoric zone. We almost entered a tipping point where a certain percentage of the market was in profit, euphoric, typically signal cycle tops. And so given that we've had a correction now, whatever recovery we do end up having, whether it's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 3 years from now, it will be able to do so more sustainably, because again, longer the base, the higher in the space, is people like to say.
Right.
So corrections allow recoveries to continue more sustainably. So it's absolutely necessary. Now, I do see a comment here that I do want to comment on, because I do think it's very interesting. So Benji T is saying, I don't trust the whales. You got to wonder when you see huge spikes and people buying in. If it crashes, that's a huge profit for someone. 100% Benji T. So look, you shouldn't trust the whales. You shouldn't trust us. You should trust your own understanding, and you should trust in why you like these assets in the first place. Folks, our goal in making these live streams is not for you guys to blindly follow whatever we say or whatever we consider. Our hope, you want to turn your phone off there, man?
Yeah.
Our hope in making these videos is that you guys consider the factors we consider, and hopefully you learn, do your own research, come to a greater understanding of what moves the market, and become more confident in your own understanding. You're right. You should not trust the whales. You shouldn't trust these spikes. You should trust in your own understanding and your own